I experience the illness as a unpredictable and extreme swing of moods, which has highs and lows. The highs are elevated energy, and at its extreme, they can be manic. At lows, they are depressive, and at its worst, it can be immobilizing grief. The overall experience of this condition is that you never have a steady place to stand on because moods keep switching and shifting. So one has to constantly keep coping with whatever is happening. It's like being in a place with bad weather or unpredictable weather. You don't know what you should dress up for.
At that time, I remember that the feeling of the world being against me was intense, and that any situation that I couldn't control would stop me in my tracks, and I would want to make everyone stop in their tracks and let them feel the pain that I'm feeling in even a vengeful manner. I couldn't see the effect, the multiple layers of effects of what I was unleashing. Um, I would also cut myself. I preferred locking up in a room alone because I was triggered by any voices, any simplistic answers would blow me up even more. And a lot of it was mainly targeted against those closest to me. And I would um yeah, like really make everyone know how I feel, every bit of it, in that sense. And that felt like the right justification at that time in my head. Like that was how my justice can be achieved. Like I can take back control here.
Word exhausting. I am diagnosed with type 1 bipolar disorder, which means I can have full blown manic and depressive episodes. Personally, in my case, they pop up very occasionally, far and few in between, but when they do, uh, they're quite severe. And sometimes it's a feeling of complete helplessness where even if you're aware that your manic episode is around the corner or you're in the middle of it, you feel like you still can't do much and just let go into it. Other times, it's slightly easier to cope. But no matter what, the exhausting feeling is always there, knowing that the whole thing might happen over again.
I think with my expression of bipolar was sleeping. That's what I would do. And there's just intensive sleeping, excessive crying, a lot of that. That was the most authentic way in which I could express, I could say.
When you are, there's these two poles, right? So in one pole, when you were, there was a lot of crying spells and, just a lot of depressive symptoms. What about the other side? How did that come up?
So, since last August, like August to now, I've been, my shifts have been very prominent and very short for some reason, like short and intense. So I have, since August to now, I've had 3 bouts of hypomania and 3 bouts of suicidalness. And again, very sharp and very soon. Like it's almost like I don't register that I've barely come out of one and I'm like in the other, which is why we had to like seriously consider changing medication and all of that. But hypomania is great. I like being hypomanic. It's very fun. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of enthusiasm. It's a lot of laughter. It's a lot of recklessness. It may look like a lot of partying, a lot of drinking, just maybe having a lot of sex, or just doing things compulsively, like "Utke ke kahin chale gaye," whatever. Right. So that is that. So it also, the recklessness is higher. So I was doing things like meeting a stranger at a hotel room for the first time. Things like that. I put myself in dangerous situations. But I was just so confident of myself, and I was like, oh, I can handle this, or this is what I want to do, and live life edgy, whatever. So all of that also came up. And so the hypomania, it just translates to depressiveness after it's after the high.
You follow.
It just happens. So when you go high, it's brilliant, it's beautiful, but then you like really, really low, and then you have to really work to like plateau again. So it is taxing, I would say. It's taxing because you're constantly trying to regulate your energy chemically, but then also therapy, but then also if the sleep, food, hugs, creative stimulation, conversations, platonic touch, all of this just affects me quite a lot. So, like honestly, like sometimes I just go to people and go like, can I get contact? Yeah, like can you like hold my hand or like something? So yeah, but it shows up. It shows up pretty starkly.
So if I'm hearing you right, there is, impulsivity, and the emotion that comes with it is confidence, and just a lot of happiness and kind of like that you're going to conquer the world kind of a feeling. What other emotion kind of goes along with it? Or is there a time where this particular emotion kind of overpass the manic stage?
Yeah, so I would say there's a lot of snarkiness as well. Like I'm egoistic almost. I could be dismissive of others, even though I've worked on myself too much to actually do that बहुत ज़्यादा. But it shows, and then I'm like, no, check. So the dismissiveness is a thing. The snarkiness is a thing. The what have I got to lose anyway is a thing. And if I die my way. That's a thing. So it's like, so there's this book called Looking for Alaska, okay, and the protagonist in that, her name is Alaska, and there's I think there's a line, she goes like Pudge, you smoke to reduce your stress, I smoke to die. So the kind of emotion or energy that is there in this statement, I don't have a word for it, but that is what I feel very often in hypomania.
So you relate to I smoke to die part a bit more than I smoke to relax.
Yeah. At that time, yes. That's
yeah.
If I crack the balance code, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Internally and financially. But